Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Make Fitness live workout. It's Thursday at 7:45 in the morning. We're going to kick off our day with a workout. It looks like it could be a warm day outside, so hopefully we can get you into a bit of activity this morning, and then you can enjoy your day outside as well. We've got 3 rounds of exercise, as we normally do. Each round we're going to do 2 circuits of, so that way then you can learn the exercises, and then you'll know exactly what you're going to be doing. So this body conditioning class is much more about you taking whatever range of movement you'd like to do, whatever intensity you'd like to do, and giving yourself the best workout possible. You're just getting a little bit of space, and you have an option of using a mat if you like one, so please either have a mat nearby, a jumper or a towel, have something that's going to make you feel a little bit more comfortable when you're down on the floor. First thing I'm going to do is get you warmed up. What I want to do is just to open up your arms nice and wide, just trying to start to mobilise through the shoulders. As you start to see your arms across your body, start to just slowly reach back a little bit further. Good. Let's take you into a little rotation from side to side. Just pivoting on the feet, just so we can warm up through the ankles, the hips, and all the way through the spine as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little half squat. So just lowering your hips down towards the heels. You should probably start to get used to these warm-ups now if you've been doing a few workouts with us. Just the ability to almost get your body prepared for what we've got coming up. I think heart rate belt issues this morning. I don't know if any of you guys are monitoring your heart rate as you do these workouts. I always like to see 2 peaks. I like to see a little peak in the first part, and then I also see another peak in the third round. I tend to see that we lose a little bit of our heart rate in the second round, but that's not a problem at all, because it just shows that we're preparing your body for the movement properly. Let's take a step back lunge, lower your back, knee down towards the floor. You always get 1 beat for on, 3 beats for off, and I seem to get 4 in a row most of the time. Okay, now as we start to take the back knee down towards the floor, we can start to feel that you're starting to stretch through the front of your hip, and also start to feel the muscles working all the way up through the legs as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take an imaginary skipping rope. So just starting to push off the floor. I've got an option of a little bit of jumping around today, but there isn't too much until it's quite a low impact workout. But you've got options to take yourself into a high impact workout if you want to push your fitness a little bit more. It's not always about just jumping around. You want to try and build you up a little bit of tone and strength in the body. Okay, let's just take the legs from side to side. It's quite exciting times because obviously we see a lot of gyms are starting to reopen in different areas around the world. But I still feel like we're going to be quite a few weeks away from doing that in the UK. And start scissoring those legs, 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. However, it's a great opportunity to start to prepare your gym ready for what it's going to be like. I know a lot of personal trainers are outside. I went out for a little run yesterday, and there was a lot of people outside doing little workouts, which was great to see. So I know that there's definitely the demand for doing this. Okay, let's take a little punch combination. So hands to the side of your head. You're going to jab, cross, jab. We're going to jump 180 degrees and jab, cross, jab again. Now when you start to throw these punches, throw them straight out in front of you at head height. Start to make sure that you pivot off your feet as well. Now the benefit of pivoting off the feet, not only does it help mobilise, but it also helps you put less strain on the body and more efficiency as well. So jab, cross, jab, straight out in front of you. Good, very good. Okay, keep this moving. Good. Okay, let's just shake out the body a little bit. We're going to do some knee strikes. We're going to pivot the feet over to one side, reach your hands high, drive in the air 3 times, then pivot your feet over towards the opposite side. Each time we're driving in the air nice and high. Now the goal here is to create a big mobility movement, but also start to stimulate some of the muscles. So as the heart rates go up for this big range, you're also starting to get your glutes, also your knee, your ankles starting to mobilise as well. So really big movement. Okay, let's just take you to a little jumping jack. Just get your heart rates up a little bit more. Start to take your hands just above your shoulders. Good. So the first exercise we've got, we're going to create a little bit of space. Let me show you this first one. We're going to start in 15 seconds. What you're going to do is you're going to shuffle over to the side. You're going to reach across your body to tap, and then over to the opposite side. So I would like you to have a little bit of space. If space is a little bit limited for you, what I'm going to look for you to do is just a quick step, making sure you come all the way up and down. Let's get started. You've got the shuffle from side to side, or you've got this little step touch out towards the sides as well. So shuffle across if you can, reach across your body. So my inside hand reaches to the outside of my opposite foot. Try and make sure that your bones goes down each time. And the reason for doing this is that way then you start to work on the mobility rather than just grounding through your spine. You start to work on getting your hips down nice and low. So it starts to take you into a very low squat. Good. So it almost feels like an extension to warm up. And relax there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the next exercise is called a walkout. So we're going to hinge from your hips, walk your hands forwards into a press-up position, and then walk yourself all the way back up again. Okay? So starting in 3, 2, 1. Hinge from your hips, lean forwards into a hinge, then walk your hands forwards into a press-up position, then walk yourself back, up, and stand tall. Let's do it again. Hinge from your hips, walk your hands forwards into that press-up position, and all the way back up. Now, the option is to put in a press-up if you would like it. The exercise is the walkout. You have a progression of a press-up on your feet or your knees if you would like it. And make sure you have that walkout as that standard movement we're going to do. Just over 5 seconds to go. And just relax there. Good work. Okay. The next exercise is a crossing lunge. What we're going to do is we're going to lunge down from one side and then over to the opposite side. Okay? So when I do this one, the knee crosses over behind around about heel height. Okay? So stand up nice and tall. Let's move across from one side back to the centre over to the opposite side. Keep that deep range of movement. Back knee goes down towards the floor. Good. Keep that deep range. Keep your spine nice and straight. You can see I'm using my arms to help keep counterbalance of my body weight. But also just keep that nice deep range of movement again. It's about controlling this. We want the body to stay in good angles. You've got just under 10 seconds to go. Good. Last couple of repetitions. Then we're going to go back to that lateral shuffle. So we do the same 3 exercises again, but now you know the exercises, you can start to push stuff a little bit more. So a little bit of space this time. We've got 10 seconds, and then it's that shuffle over from one side to the other. If you haven't got the space, remember it's just a little bit of a shorter range of movement available to you. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's get moving. So reach across your body. Get your hips down nice and low. Get yourself challenged. You're doing a great job. Keep your hips down low. Reach across your body. As you keep your hips down low, your back will be straight. So see if you can look straight ahead of you. And that will just help you maintain that good posture. Reach across your body with your hand. I'm reaching to the outside foot. Good. See if you can speed up a little bit more. Last 5 seconds. Let's get away to the opposite side and relax there. Okay, let's take the walkouts. So just in front of you, remember you've got the option of the press up if you wanted to make the exercise a little bit harder, and the press up can be on the knees or on the feet as well. So making sure that you hinge from your hips, and then from there, walk your hands forwards into that press up position, option of the press up, and walk yourself back up and stand tall each time. Let's keep moving. 45 seconds of work. It's an option of a press up. You do not need to do it. You've also got the option of doing a press up on the knees if you don't like it. Even when I do the press up on the knees, what you'll notice is I always come back to that plank position before I then start to walk back as well. Okay, last 10 seconds. I'll just do the walkout to finish with. This is our standard exercise. Then you've got the options of progression if you'd like it. Okay, just relax there. Next, we've got the crossing lunge. Okay, so reaching the foot behind you, and then stand tall, and then over to the opposite side. 45 seconds of work, starting in just over 5 seconds. So you do have a little bit of time. Okay, and off we go. down behind, back knee goes down towards the floor. Deep knee position each time. Now then start to challenge your range. Now if you wanted to make this a little bit harder, take a bigger step in between, and that'll start to work your inner thighs a little bit more. See, there's always options to make exercises a little bit harder. Now we always keep the exercises as body weight because we don't know what equipment you've got at home. However, if you've got some weights, these are the sort of exercises that are going to be really good just to grab a little bit of additional load and to challenge your strength a little bit more as well. Okay, now grab yourself a mat if you've got one. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the floor for a hand release press up. Now, some of you have been doing some of your press ups already, so let's get back to those. Now, a hand release press up, the idea behind it is you lower yourself down towards the floor, release your hands, and then in one strong, solid movement, you lift yourself off the floor as well. Now, these can be done on the knees. Just make sure that you're taking your hands off the floor each time, and that way then you can really start to feel that you have one big push movement rather than straining your body, making sure your hips and your shoulders come up at the same time. A lot of people find these hand release press ups quite popular these days. Okay, let's get into a side plank position. I think it's because you start to really produce power rather than just control strength, so it's a little bit more engaging. Okay, side plank rotation, so up into your side plank position, hold it strong, then you reach underneath your body and then come back up to the top. So we're going to do 20 seconds on each side, and then we'll have a real quick 5-second transition, cross over to the opposite side as well. Get that really high position. Good. So one more and then a really quick transition over to the opposite side. Feet slapped upon each other, reach yourself up, and then underneath your body, come back up to a tall position again. Reach underneath. So as you start to rotate, the shoulders come down parallel with the floor. You're going to reach yourself back up again. And relax there. Okay, next exercise, let down on your backs. Call it a heel drop. Knees directly above your hips. Then from here, you're going to lower one heel to the floor, come back into the center, and then over to the opposite side. Steady movement, keep consistent on this one. Let's get moving. Now, if you want to make this a little bit harder, your arms being above your head starts to stretch out the abdominal muscles. That puts a little bit more length into the muscle. The other options would be starting to keep your legs in a longer position. So the longer your legs, the more lever length you've got to cope with. So you've got a few options here. It's just about lowering your heel down towards the floor in a controlled way. How you do that is optional. You've just got to make sure it's the best workout that you can get yourself done. Last 5 seconds. Then we're going to go back to those hand release press ups. Okay, let's turn over onto your front. Okay, back down into your press up position. And then release those hands. Let's get moving in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Push off strong. Hand release. And again, try and keep your hips and your shoulders lifting up at the same time. One big strong movement. Think about pushing through the floor and your whole body lifts at the same time. Breathe out as you push off the floor. Option of the knees is here now. Keep being strong here. Keep pushing hard. Doing a really good job. Last 10 seconds to go. I'm going to take you back to the toes if you've got them. Be as strong as you push away. Blow away from the floor. And relax there. Okay, onto your side plank. So feet stacked upon each other. We're going to be rotating underneath your body. So get yourself elbow underneath your shoulder. Hand reaches up, feet stacked upon each other. Let's go up. Hold that strong side plank. You rotate underneath. So the shoulders become parallel with the floor. And then bring yourself back around through to the center, and then over to the opposite side. Good. Let's get one more in, and then a really quick transition to the opposite side. Good. Okay, here's your quick transition. You can just turn over if you wanted to. Bring yourself up, and then start to reach underneath straight away. After you've got those heel drops back. Now the third round of exercises, let me give you a little warning about that one. They get pretty tasty. You're going after a little bit more fitness here. So let's get these in a big strong position. Okay, rest down. Let's get into your heel drops. Okay, loosen your heels up. So your hips are directly underneath your knees at the moment, hands down by your side. Option to progress the exercise is to get arms above the head. Lower one heel down towards the floor, and then over to the opposite side. You have big range of movement. Again, using the length of your legs as a way to progress the exercise. Okay, you're going to make it a little bit harder if you need to. You're doing a good job now. Just keep those heels low down towards the floor. Eyes are looking up towards the ceiling, so your back is nice and flat against the floor. That means it's safe, it's protected. And then just slowly extend those legs down and away from you. Coming down to your last 5 seconds. So I'm going to get you up. And relax there. Okay, now the next exercise is called a thruster. So you could, if you would like to, leave your back out. What we're going to do is literally jump in and just come into that low position. So it's almost like the bottom part of a burpee. I want you to try and stand a little bit in the middle. So just thrust your legs out, thrust your legs in, just bring your hands off the floor as you can. Now, if you wanted to, you could just jump your feet in and out. Okay, so this is an option. But if you can bring yourself up a little bit, you're going to really start to challenge the mobility of the hips and also the stability of all the muscles around the hips as well. So just think about jumping out. As you jump back in, just come up and straighten your spine for me. Now you might need to be a little bit higher than that, and that's absolutely fine. Just get yourself into a straight spine position each time, and you'll be working in a really good way. Give it 5 seconds to go. And relax there. Okay, the next exercise is a kick sit. So I'm going to do this square onto you, hands down onto the floor. You kick your foot around, over to one side, bring yourself back into the center, and then over to the opposite side. So create a little bit of range of movement. Let's get moving. Now remember that there's options of lifting up your hand. Now the reason we do this is because it just takes a little bit less mobility. So pivoting around from one side, over to the other. At least one hand is on the floor the whole time. If 2 hands are down on the floor, you're going to challenge your mobility a little bit more. Making sure that you pivot your foot all the way around from one side to the other. Good. 15 seconds of work. Kick sit means that you're kicking your foot through and underneath the body, over to the opposite side, and relax there. Okay, the last exercise we're going to have a look at is called a toe reach. So, press up position, you're going to reach towards your toe, back to that press up position, and then over to the opposite side. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Touch the toes, back to the press up position each time. So we're challenging your mobility. So you gain this big range of movement, each time coming back into that strong press up position, and then reach over to your opposite side. Just over 20 seconds of work to go. If you can't quite reach your toes, then just reach towards the floor, but as close to your feet as possible. I'm looking for you to challenge your mobility. However, that's a process that takes a little bit of time as well. Last 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and relax there. Okay, thrusters coming up next. That's where you're going to jump in and back out. It's like the bottom of a burpee. Making sure your spine comes up straight each time. That's your top tip in this one. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. From that position, jump your feet in, straighten through your spine. And if that needs to be a little bit higher, that's completely normal as well. What is your own level of ability? Jump your feet in, and then just straighten for your spine. And if you need to go a little bit higher, you might be into this position to get your spine straight. That's fine as well. Just want to get this driving motion from the hips. You can get a strong, forceful position. 15 seconds of work to go. Make sure your eyes look forwards. Last one, hang in there. Good, okay. Let's get ready for these kick sits. We'll get rid of the mat. Okay, hands down on the floor, kicking around from side to side. And let's get moving. So hands down on the floor, the one hand can come up. If you start to struggle with the mobility, keeping both hands down on the floor will challenge your mobility further. If you pick the intensity you want to work with, be strong as you pivot through the foot, over to the opposite side, sit down right next to where your hands are. So think if you're in a tight space, what movements would you be able to do that will really start to get you to work, but at the same time you don't have a huge amount of space. This kick sit is definitely one of those. As long as you've got room, extend one leg out, you have room to do these ones. Okay, and relax there. 2 reaches to finish them, guys. You're doing a good job so far. I'm down to put that heart rate monitor working. Heart rate's definitely up there at the moment. Okay, the toe reaches. Strong press up position, starting in 3, 2, let's go. Reach towards your toes, back to the press up position, and then alternate to the opposite side. See that big range of movement move going. I want you to challenge your mobility. I want you to be strong for your shoulders. You push through that single arm. Get your hips up high. Just over 10 seconds to go. Keep a nice rhythm. Try not to let yourself slow down. Last couple of repetitions here. Last 5 seconds. And relax there. Okay, slowly bring yourself up to a standing position. Just shake out your body. Let's just start to open up the chest. Starting to free up through the shoulders. Then we're going to take you through a few yoga movements down on the floor. We can start to challenge your mobility a little further. Okay, just loosen up, roll the shoulders free. When you're ready, bring yourself down to the floor. And what I'm looking for you to do is just to drop your knees onto the floor, hands underneath your shoulders, lower your hips towards the floor. You can rest onto your knees still. Eyes look upwards, peel the shoulder blades backwards. And from here, you're going to push into your hands, looking towards your toes, try and get into that deep position. Just pedal the heels. I have done a little bit of movement from side to side in those shuffles. Just walking the heels, just to help strengthen and lengthen. Okay. Into that up dog again, so this one, I'm not going to put my hips too low. I'm going to lift my chin and chest high and keep my knees off the floor. Now again, push into that down facing dog. Now this one, lift up your foot, and I want you to swing your foot up towards where your hand is. And then lift that same hand up into the sky. Push the back leg away from the rest of your body. Good work. Then from here, bring your hand down, step back to down facing dog, over to the opposite side. So you've got to swing that foot through. If you need to, you can always reposition the foot, reach your hand high, push the back heel away. Okay, bring your hand down, back to down facing dog one last time. Rest onto your knees, drop your hips down towards your heels. You get a long stretch through the torso, through the back. Just walk your fingertips forwards. Good. Now slowly roll up to your spine. And just loosen out your body. We're going to take into a standing quadricep stretch. So standing tall, balancing on one foot, have a slight bend in that standing foot, and just extend through the front of the hip. Now part of that is pushing your foot into the palm of your hand, so you get a deep stretch. Excellent. Take that moment, just working your balance a little bit. Give a shake swap over from the other side. Again, slight bend in the standing foot, lengthen up through your spine, push your foot into the palm of your hand, and extend through the hip slightly. Excellent. Good. Give a little shake. Let's reach your hands up high, fingertips together, push them away, all the way up high, then a little bend over to one side. Then a nice stretch down to the side of your body. If you go a little further, bring yourself back up to the centre and over slowly to the other side. Good. Come back to the centre for me. Just shake out your body, loosen yourself up a little bit. My name's Matt. Thank you very much for joining us for this Matrix Fitness live workout. We'll be back again at 12 o'clock and also 5 o'clock this evening. It'll be the same workout. So if you've been checking out the exercises and want to come back and join us for the workout, then that'd be great. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.